Yeah, good afternoon. I intend to speak briefly on something that is very, very important. I haven't prepared for this live broadcast, but there is something that I want to say that is so vital. When we join this struggle, we do not join this struggle for the sake of propaganda. We do not join this struggle because we want to get into some battle tussle with the annexationists. We came into this struggle from the day we joined it for one and one purpose only: to make sure our people can have a better life, that we can change our educational system, that we will make sure that we live and work in a country where we will not be judged, where we will not be considered for anything whatsoever on the basis of our height and where we come from, but on what is inside us, our character, the knowledge bestowed upon us through genetic, from our parents, our foreparents, and from God. But for quite a while now, we have turned this struggle into a tussle of who can speak more than the other. We have forgotten the people of the former British Southern Cameroons. I have said it before and I want to repeat. It is not how many times we call ourselves Ambazonians that make Ambazonia a reality. It is how much we work for that reality. We might hate ourselves so much. We might hate one another. We might plot to kill one another. But there is one thing that is certain. None of us who come from that land, that little triangle called the Southern Cameroons, will ever remove the blood that flows in their vein of that territory. We can refuse ourselves as Ambazonians, but we can never ever refuse that we are Southern Cameroonians. That is a geographic confines that we cannot change. We cannot carry that territory and place it somewhere else if we remain where it is. When the APLM and SOCADEF had meetings with the UNDP, we made contacts with our diplomatic compatriots, comrades, partners, those we can talk to, who have a better understanding on how these things work. Because whatever we do not do it just for APLM and SOCADEF. We do not do it to take honor. We do it for the good and betterment of our people. There are times that we are wrong. There are times that we are right. But what we have discovered in this struggle is that there are certain individuals and groups and organizations that have made it a habit that if it is not them, no matter how good that idea is, they will kick against it. It is unacceptable for an organization, a group, whatever they call themselves, to go behind to hold meetings with the UNDP. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Even informing the UNDP that what they have discussed should never be released in public. And then they come into a forum where you find other organizations and they spew out lies to the people. So where exactly do our people come to play? Where exactly do Ambazonians become important in this struggle? What exactly is wrong with us? Do we want the status quo to remain the way it is? Just the same way that Colonel Bankwi, Atanganji and others do not want a negotiated comprehensive settlement because they are gaining from the war effort. All these Ambazonians, I cannot wrap my head around it. I cannot wrap my head. You find doctors, you find lawyers, you find even clergymen. People who cannot on their own find out the definitional differences of a ceasefire and a unilateral ceasefire. People who do not understand what is the difference between recovery and reconstruction. People who tomorrow will be unable to articulate to our fighters when we would have got a homeland if we are lucky. Because the way we are going, I am afraid. I am deeply afraid. They will not be able to understand what is disarmament. And demobilization. We have a problem. We do have a problem. We are normally told that when you follow a blind man who is leading you, the moment he jumps into a pit, the rest of you will fall into that pit. We got a problem in this struggle. We got a problem. I am not a preacher. I will never take the role of a preacher because the preacher has more time to read the Bible, to go into the inner depth of the Bible. So the way they will articulate it might not be exactly the way I will do it. I am not a lawyer. I didn't study law in school. No matter that I have a grasp of legality on certain issues, that does not make me an expert in the issue of law. I am not a mathematician. I am a historian. When I entered this struggle 35 years ago, I was not doing it for fame. I was doing it because of what the Basa people did to our people when we opened our doors for them to come into our land as refugees. But it is unfortunate, really unfortunate, that people have abrogated upon themselves titles. Why are you using young men and women on the ground where they don't supply them anything, even food to eat? I cannot understand where another group wants to treat another group which is independent as a satellite. It doesn't work this way. It doesn't. Sokadev and APLM have never debated, either in private or in public, on whether Ghost Town is right or wrong. Whether Ghost Town is called by the IG of Mola Samuel Ikomesako, we will back it. Whether it is called by the ADF of Comrade Lucas Choayaba, we will back it. Whoever calls Ghost Town, we will stand with it. We realize that we cannot allow these people to call Ghost Town, and we too also say we must call our own Ghost Town. That will make us look stupid. It is one land, one country that we are trying to build. But we have seen people fighting for everything. Fighting for things which are not necessary and which are not important. If it is not us, we must break it. They do not even ask. You took this decision. Though we were not informed, can you advise us or can you tell us or discuss with us? No. They want to counter everything. Everything, even to the detriment of what is for the benefit of our people. If the people of Ambazonia are no longer important, why are we fighting? Why are we fighting? Why are we pretending? Why are we? I am deeply saddened. This is a brief message. I am going to speak this Thursday. I will speak on Thursday unless something else is wrong. And I'm going to make this very clear. The more organizations, when there were others existing, we created room for confrontation. The APLM Sokadev can only collaborate. We do not take orders from any individual. We do not take orders from any organization. Whatever we think is good for our people, we will do it. You can accuse us for taking monies. As long as our conscience is clear, we give a damn about the accusation. We will do what it will take to free our people. You can only do what is possible for you. You cannot stop us. You cannot. You can even plot that Dr. Akangwa should be killed where he is. I am in Africa. I am in West Africa. I am in Ghana because my uncle is dead. President Rawlings is my uncle. Is my revolutionary uncle. I came here. I've paid homage to the family on behalf of every son and daughter of Ambazonia. That is what I did. I paid homage for that purpose. Because I know every Ambazonian will always say, this was our greatest supporter. That is what they will say. I wish others who can run their mouth would have done the same thing that I did. I am here. When I came into this struggle, I knew there are times to take necessary risk. I will not stay in the comfort of my home in Clinton in Maryland and run my mouth on Facebook and collect money from people and put in my pocket. I will go anywhere I think is possible for me to go, as long as the court of life permits me, and this struggle is the way it is. I did not take permission from anyone when I joined this struggle at the age of 14. And this is not the time I'm going to take permission from anyone. I will listen. If what you tell me is not right, I will discard it. I will speak to my God and talk to my forefathers, and I will do only what I think is right. I don't care about your insults. I don't care about whatever you say. This is my area, and I have expertise in it. Other Ambazonians who are experts on issues of peace and conflict transformation, I will work with them. I will listen to them. I'm not going to listen to people who have no idea between demobilization and demilitarization, between demobilization and disarmament. I will not listen to people who cannot differentiate between a ceasefire and a unilateral ceasefire. I will not listen to a people who think that the best we can do is to go out there and throw insults to every international organization. When OCHA went out and insulted us and accused us for killing, I said, when the head of the Office of Coordination of Humanitarian Activities, OCHA, based in Boya and in Yaoundé, in La République, made a statement not long ago, after the incident in Kumba and elsewhere, accusing us in the diaspora, in fact, taking sides, because I sent that statement to diplomats who told me, no, this is poorly written. Accusing us. I have said that if the head of OCHA does not withdraw that statement, SOCADEF has worked with OCHA, have supported every humanitarian organization, then OCHA will not operate, no matter what they do, in areas of SOCADEF. We do not expect blanket accusations. That is what our people should fight for. Oh yes, we know about the UNDP, and we know about the reconstruction palaver. We have said the issue of recovery, the position SOCADEF has taken and APLM is unchangeable. As long as we know the international countries that are backing recovery, as long as we know that our people are suffering, and we Ambazonians do not even have the capacity to give them the little that they have. I won't speak for long, because this is just a prelude. So in a nutshell, let me make this very clear. We've taken a position on recovery, and it remains unchanged. Any other group or forum can decide on what they want to decide. The people of Ambazonia comes first before anything. I will not exist without Ambazonia, okay? Without Southern Cameroons. I've fought all my life for this, and I'm not going to give in to any individual, no matter where you come from, no matter what you say. You can say that I'm accusing you people, I'm an expert. Of course I'm an expert. I'm an expert. That is why you become a doctor. When you become a doctor, you become an expert. It's a terminal degree. I studied for this. I went to South Sudan. Everything I wrote about the situation in South Sudan has come to pass. It is still ongoing. You can go online and read my thesis. This is not a joking matter. Ambazonia will not settle for that. The former British Southern Cameroons will not settle for that. I will come back with a formal response on this. As I've said, whether it is the government of Japan who are backing the recovery process and all the other governments, let them know that the APLM and SOCADEF stands with them to come fully and do that backing based on an agreement that we have all accepted. We will monitor it. The other groups can block it in their areas, because as we have said, we will not exist without the people. The people come first. We have not given in to La République. It doesn't mean if we take a decision that another group has not seen it the same way with us, means we've given in to La République. We don't spend our time accusing people for betraying this struggle as much as we know what they are doing. We spend our time making sure that La République du Cameroon understands that we will never give in to whatever they do, even if they use some of you people to attack us. That is very clear. I was accused as an exuberant youth by Pa Muna and Pa Foncha because they were still collecting their salary from La République. But what that exuberant youth said in a meeting with them is why you all are fighting today. I said war was coming. Nobody listened. I said, if they don't take care, there will be war. Everyone insulted me. The archives in the BBC are there. The archives in VOA are there. The archives of the Post newspaper are there. The archives of the Post online magazine are there. So you can go and read it. Okay? You must be somebody who makes decisions and stick to them. But you look at the changing realities. Am I fighting for Akangwa, or I'm fighting for the people of the southern Cameroons? Am I fighting for Ambazonians, or I'm fighting to free my father's coffee farm? The people comes first. And no matter how complicated and difficult a decision is, as long as you think it will be for the good of the people, as a leader, you must stand with the people. You don't need to bother how much complications or complaints or attacks or insults they will give to you. The people come first. We of SOCADEF and APLM, we think about the people first. If we think the UNTP is carrying out a program that is not based on an agreement that we have reached, we will call it off. We've told them, we've told our partners, we'll pull the plug. That is the way we operate. And that is how it works everywhere in the world. There is ongoing war in Yemen, there is recovery. There is ongoing war in South Sudan, there is recovery. I can go on and on and on. Recovery takes place everywhere. But reconstruction can only take place when both sides have sat on a negotiating table and the whole notion of reconstruction becomes part and parcel of a comprehensive negotiated settlement. Because you must know the areas that have been destroyed. You must know what you have to reconstruct. The things you destroyed cannot be reconstructed in the same format. It has to change. So if you do not know, go and study. It is online, it's on Google. I don't need to come and break your heads and teach you people, because I have done everything to make you people understand what we are fighting for. That this is not just about carrying arms and granates. It is far more than that. But you people don't want to listen, because it's a small, few, thin, dark man who comes from Bakore land or have a Bichati blood that is speaking to you people. Before you discover, you will all fall in a pit. Okay? You will all fall in a pit. This is what I said, and I was accused for selling my brothers and sending them to jail. Because I said they refused to learn. They came into the game and they did not want to find out how to play it. They thought they can just relegate us and play it. They played it wrongly. They scored on the other side of the pole, and it was easy for Buhari to do what he did. And I'm saying the same thing to you people. None of us is afraid to be arrested or tried. But you should be tried for 5 years and you drinking urine for 2 weeks, paralyzed for 3 years. I am still going. I'm not a Superman. I'm alive for a purpose. Am I perfect? No. If I was perfect, I would not seek the face of God. But I'm telling you people, difficulties I find myself. I do not do this because I'm afraid of anybody. I will come after each one of you. You know, when it comes to calling names, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of your insult. I'm not afraid of anything.